Since a conversation between Quality and Lupe Fiasco exploded across the internet, the hip hop world hasn't stopped talking. Respected voices like King Green, Torre, Stat Quo, and Company Man have all shared their perspectives, with some defending Lupe and others heavily criticizing his stance. From what I've seen, a growing number of fans believe Lupe is damaging his own credibility, not because he's challenging opinions. That's always been a part of hip hop, but because many feel he's taking opposing positions simply for the sake of it. That's what makes this conversation so disappointing. I've always respected Lupe Fiasco. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest lyricists of his generation and has made some incredible contributions to hip hop culture. But being a great artist doesn't make you immune from criticism. So today I want to listen to some of the reactions surrounding Lupe Fiasco's recent comments, break down the arguments, separate emotions from facts, and give my perspective as a long-life hip-hop fan and purist. If you've been following this debate, grab a seat because there's a lot to unpack. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dons and donettes everywhere. It's your boy Morgan Heights in the building. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for updates and hit the hype button if you're watching on your mobile phone. Let's get into it.
Nigga, Lupe made Kick Push, which is a double entendre for some whole other shit. Fly as fuck. He knows how difficult it is to make those type of records. He made them. Kendrick just made more of them. In actuality, if you really want to get down to it, I've told you this. Kendrick Lamar is the manifestation of Lupe. He was Lupe on steroids. Just like I thought J. Cole is the steroidic version of Common. These are the continuation. These niggas have continued what you did and took it to another level. Are you fucking crazy? 100 for you to disrespect your own legacy like that? Because shitting on him like that is shitting on yourself. Because people like me who understand the gems and the things that Kendrick has utilized in his music that you inspired him to do, that's horrible. And I tell you that man to man, that's horrible. I don't want to rap with you. Don't put me in no complicated bars, nigga. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do no songs. We ain't got to get on the phone. You ain't got to come sit here. Sit with my man Justin. He a fan, my nigga.
I actually think the idea that Kendrick Lamar is the manifestation of what Lupe Fiasco could have been is a really interesting take. And here's why. Kendrick has managed to push the art form forward by staying in the mainstream. He's proved that you don't have to water down your music to reach a global audience. He's elevated lyricism, storytelling, and conceptual albums without sacrificing commercial success. That's an incredible achievement. From my perspective, all Lupe had to do was acknowledge that, pay homage, give Kendrick his flowers, and move on. Instead, it feels like every time Lupe goes on another podcast or does another interview, Kendrick Lamar's name comes up again. At some point, people are going to start asking why. Now, I don't have a problem with Lupe saying he's a better rapper or he's a better lyricist than Kendrick. Every elite MC should believe they are the best. That's hip hop. Confidence has always been part of the culture. The problem isn't the confidence. The problem is the narrative. When your comments consistently come across as dismissive, unnecessarily critical, or designed to undermine another artist's achievements, people stop seeing confidence and start seeing resentment. Whether that's Lupe's intention or not, that's how he's being perceived, and perception matters. That's why some fans are beginning to label him as a contrarian or even worse, a hater. Not because he believes in his own greatness, but because he seems unable to acknowledge someone else's without qualifying it or tearing it down. That's the distinction. And I think that's why the conversation has resonated with so many people.
Instead of focusing on what they didn't do or what when you lost the sneaker deal and your fans, my fans did that. I didn't want to do that. Blaming the fans and them standing up for you, and then you had to ride with them because you didn't want to do that. What are we talking about? Yo, so you blaming yourself? That's not the time for this. All he had to say was, dog, I fucked up. I shouldn't even be talking like that. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He's dope as fuck. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He feel then he talking about, man, what I seen today, which I want you to tell me that. What I seen today, that's, man, it's up. I don't care anything. Then it started getting tough. So asking you a question, is he talking about the 2010 live stream where Punch said he was doing fairy tale rhymes? Is that what he's talking about?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, what was he talking about? Because that's what I felt like he was talking about back in 2010 when Kendrick did a live stream, and then they said Punch said his shit was he's doing some fairy tale rhymes. I thought that's probably what he was talking about when he said it's up. Like I don't care now. I feel stupid for even I took that as he felt stupid for even trying to tiptoe around what how he really feels about Kendrick Lamar as a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it meant.
I'm not sure, but it's definitely, whatever it is, it felt significant to him.
Since that clip has gone viral, Lupe Fiasco and TDE Punch has actually spoken privately, and Punch later on posted this on X. Just had a conversation with Lupe. It's all love and respect on both ends. We spoke about context, misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and intentions. We've talked about everything from the Monster Freestyle and the 2010 live stream up to his recent podcast appearances. It's no smoke, just light-hearted, friendly hip-hop conversation. Everyone relax. Respect the art form. Now, first of all, I'm genuinely glad to hear that. Behind-the-scenes conversations like that are important. Not every argument needs to be played out publicly, and it's always a positive thing when two respected people in hip-hop can pick up the phone, clear the air, and have a mature conversation. That said, with all due respect, Punch isn't Kendrick Lamar. I'm not saying Kendrick needs to respond on a podcast. In fact, I hope he doesn't. If we've learned anything from Kendrick over the years, it's that he usually lets his music do the talking. If Kendrick has something to say, I would expect him to address it in a verse, not during an interview. But here's what stands out to me. Throughout all of this, Lupe has continued to bring up Kendrick's name, whether it's interviews, podcast appearances, or discussions about lyricism. Kendrick keeps finding his way into the conversation. And from what I can remember, Kendrick hasn't really been talking about Lupe at all. He's been focusing on PG Lang, his own music, and his own career. So while I'm happy that Punch and Lupe have resolved any misunderstandings, it doesn't really change the bigger conversation. The reason people are reacting the way they have isn't because of one clip. It's because they see a pattern. That's the part people are debating, and I don't think that discussion is going away anytime soon.
So this is what I'm trying to say. When we say lyricist, a lyricist has nothing to do with how great your music skills are. Because, and here's what I'm trying to say. When you go into a studio and you have someone who's more of a lyricist, you have somebody who's a top liner. Top liner means that I'm coming up with the melody, or maybe I'm coming up with the flow. Like in a Drake studio session, there's a nigga coming up with the flows, and then there's a nigga, or Kanye West, there's a nigga coming with a flow.
That nigga does not exist in a Drake session. You better stop. There's no flow. There's a flow-free zone.
In a Kanye West session, he might come up with the flow, and then Pusha T, Sci-Hi, all them will come up with the lyrics, right? Same thing with Travis Scott. They're the lyricists of the whole situation. That happens. I've been the person in a room where all I did is make sure that the lyrics was hot. And we came up with a song. That is a lyricist. So that has nothing to do with the skill of the entire songwriting process, right? And what I'm trying to say is that when Lupe is saying that he's a better rapper, he means that I'm more technically skilled at being able to do what an MC needs to do. That's the punchlines, that's the flow, that's the lyrics, the lyricism and lyricist part, which is false. I'm going to say is a false thing, but it's also something you cannot prove in our world without going head to head. It's just talk. Until you go head to head, I would say that I would be okay with even saying that Lupe is a better lyricist than Kendrick Lamar before the battle. But I've seen who Kendrick Lamar is doing a battle. I know who the fuck he is now. Ain't nothing better than that. There's nobody. What are you talking about? He's done the lyrics. So you're either as good or you're worse.
I don't think there's anything King Green said that I disagree with. When you look at Kendrick Lamar's career from around 2009 right through to today, we've watched an artist who has continuously evolved. Every album, every feature, every performance has added another layer to his skill set. He's absorbed influences, refined his craft, and consistently raised the bar. Today, Kendrick is one of the most complete artists hip-hop has ever seen. He is an elite songwriter, an elite lyricist, an elite storyteller. He's mastered introspection, punchlines, concept records, live performances, And we've even seen him prove himself in competitive rap and battle situations. There really isn't a weakness in his game. That's what separates him from so many of his peers. It's not that he's exceptional in any one area. It's that he's exceptional across almost every category that matters. For me, that's exactly why Kendrick Lamar belongs in the top 5, or at the very least, the top 10 greatest rappers of all time. At this stage, I don't even think there's a conversational opinion anymore. When you look at the body of work, the consistency, the influence, the critical acclaim, the commercial success, and the impact he's had on hip-hop culture, the resume speaks for itself. This isn't about hype or recency bias. It's about what he's accomplished. And in my opinion, the evidence makes the case overwhelmingly clear.
Justin, my point is, I'm not disputing that it was quality. My point is, I told you it was great for Culture United. It was great for Third Verse. I told you this when I talked to you on the phone today. I don't think it was great for Lupe because he's smart enough to know, based on what he's been through, he should have took a different approach. He's still taking the same approach that he has been taking his entire career that has backfired on him. He should have took a different approach. That's all I'm saying. How many times you gonna keep doing the same? You think I'm gonna get in front of Eminem again and tell him that he don't know what he's talking about with a song? Right. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Like, yo, that's Eminem. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna keep making the same mistake. And you say he does not care. He does care because he's entertaining it. If you don't care, you don't entertain it. Period.
Unless it's fun. Unless it's fun. There's all kinds of things.
It ain't fun for him. You saw his body language, Justin? I'm sorry. That dog looking out the window, looking like this. That shit wasn't fun. He said he was on a press run. He said pressure run. What'd he say? A pressure run.
Pressure run. That was actually pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying. A pressure run. Dog, Justin, I'm not telling nobody that's nothing new. This nigga told somebody that we're close to that he's retired from doing podcasts. Then he went and did one with you last night. You think he really wanted to do that? He didn't want to do that shit last night, dog. He was sitting in the car. You see Omar? He wants to do this. Look at Omar. Look at that smile.
Well, he was sitting in the car because the schedule changed at the last minute. And the fact
he
that
didn't want to do it.
Well, if he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't have done it.
He did it for you, Justin.
And I appreciate it.
He did it for you because he knows me. Because as I said when you was gone, Academics got $1 million, a chain, a private flight, all kind of shit. The way Academics champion Drake is how you champion this nigga. Good, bad, or indifference. Justin is riding with Lupe Fiasco. Good, bad, dog. I watch Academics spin Drake so much, I be dizzy by the time. Well, maybe Drake ain't that bad. I be watching this thing. I'm like, damn. Wait a minute. Let me go back and listen to the album. Let me listen to Iceman again. Maybe I'm tripping. I put it on. Boo boo. I'm back to reality. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to the reality of where we at. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the difference between what you champion and what Academics is champion. Private flight, OVO chain. You know what I'm saying? Justin, you got an interview in the car, my nigga. I'm just telling what's happening. I'm just telling a nigga looking out the window, not even being interested. This nigga just looking at what's going on. And now that I know he's a street nigga who would karate chop your ass, he probably was in a bad neighborhood. That's why he had to look around. That's probably what was that. Nigga was in the hood. You know, now that I know he's a hood nigga, now I know why he was looking around. I didn't know that till today. I didn't know that Lupe was shooting niggas, but now I know he's a gangster. Okay, cool. Lupe, Whack 100, one and the same. Big U, Lupe. Al Capone, Lupe. I didn't know my nigga was thugging. I'm sorry, Lupe. I apologize. Justin has told me who you are in real life. I don't want no smoke, baby. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I did learn a lesson watching him. And I realized last night why a lot of niggas hated me when I came on this Culture United. Because I had the same posture, the same disposition, the same arrogance, the same way that I presented myself. I had the same chagrin, if you will. I had the same not paying attention, not taking these people serious. I had the same shit going on. I seen it last time. I saw myself in him. I'm like, damn, that's how I look. No wonder these niggas think I'm a piece of shit. I'm tripping. That's why from here on out, when I come on here, baby, I'm hitting you niggas with the Justin smile, nigga.
Listen, Stat is funny, you know. He is a comedian. And I like that he's taken accountability for his actions in the past. And I think he's correct about Lupe. Lupe Fiasco feels like he's come down from high to speak to us. And I feel like that's disrespectful if that's how he truly feels about the fan base. And these conversations that we're having are super important, not just for today, but for the future. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments, people. How do you feel about this Lupe situation? Are these hip-hop conversations important? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, people. It's your boy Morgan Heights in the building.